Hey there, curious one. Welcome to Between the Frames. I'm your narrator, Mara Vale, part storyteller, part mystery enabler, part person who talks to herself in candlelight far too often. Here we dive into the strange, the eerie, the wait, is this real kind of stories that hide between dusty photo albums and forgotten journal pages. So cozy up, let the wind howl, and enjoy today's story, even if it wasn't meant to be remembered, because the most haunting stories are the ones hiding between the frames. There are places in the Namibian bush where the air hangs too still, where even the birds seem to whisper. The dry wind carries with it stories older than language. In July of 2016, a wilderness therapy group from Cape Town arrived at Outpost 17, a remote base camp in the Angava Reserve. The group, 4 men and 2 women, all in their 20s, were here for a 10-day trek designed to disconnect them from modern life. Their guide, Silas, was ex-military, sharp-eyed, and patient. He had one rule. Out here, you respect the chain. Humans don't sit at the top, not in the bush. The group laughed, of course, until day 3. That's when the tracks appeared. Big ones. Fresh. A male lion. Alone. Not unusual in itself, but what bothered Silas was the spacing. "He's not moving like a lion," he said, frowning at the sand. "He's tracking us." The group thought he was joking, but Silas wasn't smiling. He pointed to the edge of the clearing. "He's been circling our camp, always downwind, always just outside the firelight. That's not normal." The next night, they heard it. Not a roar, not a growl, just footsteps, slow, measured, pacing outside the perimeter, like it was thinking. Silas didn't sleep that night. By dawn, one of the tents was slashed open. No one was hurt, but someone's boots were missing. Not chewed, just gone. "It's a message," Silas said quietly. "He's telling us he could have taken more." The group moved out, faster, tighter. But the lion followed, never seen, just signs, a half-eaten springbok laid on their path, its throat sliced cleanly, untouched otherwise. A shredded trail marker that had been bent backward to mislead them. At night, they heard scratching sounds around their tents, and laughter. Not human, but close. One of them, Rachel, swore she saw it watching from a ridge at sunrise, not crouched, but standing, as if studying them. On day 6, they lost Andre. One second, he was in the back of the group, the next, a sound like thunder in the leaves, and silence. No scream, just his empty pack, torn and wet. "It's not hunting like a lion," Maya whispered. "It's doing something else. It's isolating." The group wanted to radio for help, but their GPS unit smashed. Not chewed, not broken randomly. Smashed, as if by a rock. "Animals don't do this," whispered Jonah, the quiet one. Silas nodded grimly. "That's what scares me." On day 8, they made a plan. They would set a trap. Lure it in with meat, baited near a ravine. Wait until it entered the clearing. Then, collapse the net and hit it with flares. "It's an animal," Jonah insisted. "We just have to outthink it." But the lion never came. Not that night, not the next. They began to think maybe it had moved on. Maybe it wasn't real. Maybe trauma was playing tricks. Until day 10. Just a few miles from the ranger outpost, Jonah saw something on the trail ahead. Not the lion. A mirror, hung between 2 trees with vine and wire. Staring back at him was his own terrified face. And written on the glass, in muddy claw marks, "You learned nothing." The group didn't make it to the outpost. A ranger found their bodies 3 days later, 5 of them, torn open in silence. No footprints, not a single lion print within 200 yards. But the strangest part wasn't the kills. It was what was found in Silas's pocket, a folded piece of canvas torn from a tent, and a phrase scratched into it in dried blood. It knew we were trying to outsmart it. It was trying to do the same. And it won.